and welcome to the channel. And here we are, race number 27 at Rockingham, the Rock, North Carolina Motor Speedway in Rockingham, North Carolina for the 27th race of the year. 3 races, including this one, left here on the schedule to find out who our champ's going to be. And as you know, in the last 5 races, the TV drivers are drivers still mathematically able to win the championship. The exception of this year is going to be Richard Petty. He's no longer mathematically can win the championship, but he's going to remain a TV driver because this is Richard's last and final year in NASCAR. Hey, Sean, nice to see you. And racing, so we're going to make him a TV driver the rest of the year since halfway point, because it's the last time he's at these tracks. We'll go over the points. Drivers that's still eligible. In 9th is Mark Martin, and 8th is Darrell Waltrip in points. Sterling Marlin is 7th. Rusty Wallace is 6th. Where's Terry Labonte? Terry Labonte is 5th in points. 4th is Davey Allison. 3rd is Bill Elliott. 2nd in points is Handsome Harry Gant. And our points leader right now is Alan Kowicki. So let's get down here to the starting grid for the AC DELCO 500 here at the Rock. Your pole sitter in the 42 car is Kyle Petty. Outside pole sitter Mark Martin in the 6. Starting 3rd, Elliott in the 11. Starting 4th, Hamilton in the 68. Starting 5th, Irvin in the 4. Starting 6th, Brett Bodine in the 26. Starting 7th is Rudd in the 5. Starting 8th is Kowicki in the 7. Starting 9th is Wallace in the deuce. Starting 10th is Jeffrey Bodine in the 15. Starting 11th is Terry Labonte in the 94. Starting 12th is Earnhardt in the 3. Starting 13th is Shepard in the 21. Starting 14th is Trickle in the 8. Starting 15th is Allison in the 28, last week's winner. Starting 16th is Musgrave in the 55. Starting 17th is Schrader in the 25. Starting 18th is Gant in the 33. Starting 19th is Marlin in the double deuce 22. Starting 20th is DW Darrell Waltrip in the 17. Starting 21st is Spencer in the 98. Starting 22nd is little brother Michael Waltrip in the 30. Starting 23rd is Hensley in the 66. Starting 24th is Cope in the 10. Starting 25th is Mass in the 1. Starting 26th is the King, Richard Petty, making his last appearance here at the Rock, racing for the STP Petty car. Starting 27th is Jared in the 18. Starting 28th is Horton in the 32. Starting 29th is Marcus in the 71. Starting 30th is Wally Dallenbach Jr. in the 16. Starting 31st is Greg Sachs in the 41. Starting 32nd is Skinner in the 13. Starting 33rd is Little in the 9. Starting 34th is Mike Wallace in the 88. Brother to Rusty. Starting 35th is Speed in the 83. Starting 36th is Hilton in the 48. Starting 37th is Means in the 52. Starting 38th is O'Neill in the 65. Starting 39th is Porter in the 77. And starting last, shotgun to the field, is McFadden. And Kyle Petty will be leading us to the green flag here at the Rock. And let's get ready for some racing, boys and girls. Here we go. First turn of 50, 500-mile race here at Rockingham. And here we go. Turn 1 is going to be a duel, and it's going to be Ricky Rudd going after Mark Martin. And here they go. And Rudd doesn't get him. Let's see if he can avoid wrecking. He needs a 9 or less. He makes it. That's it for turn number 1, folks. On to turn number 2. And we got another duel. This time it's going to be the 3 cars in the middle group. And that is Shepard and Earnhardt. Morgan's going to go after Alan Kowicki. And he gets him and puts the points leader in bad shape early in the race. Here comes Earnhardt. He's going to be going after Jeffrey Bodine. These two have had a history, as we all know. Days of Thunder was based on those 2 drivers. Earnhardt gets him, puts Jeffrey in a bad spot. Okay, takes a 9 for Allen not to wreck. And Allen makes it through. And it also takes a 9 for Jeffrey not to wreck. Hi, Tim. And Jeffrey barely makes it through. Hangs on to that Ford. He'll remember that with Earnhardt. We go to turn number 3. And we got a top group of Reflex in the top group. And it takes a 4 to beat Kyle Petty. First up is Ricky Rudd in that Tide machine. A 5-1-1 ain't getting her done. How about Bobby Hamilton in a Country Time Lemonade car? A 4-4, he gets it done. No, he don't. He's a 3. He doesn't get it done. He needed a 3 on the gas pedal. Bill Elliott, Awesome Bill in that Budweiser Ford going after the lead here. A 4-6, he gets the lead from Kyle Petty. Doing what he has to get this championship here on turn number 3. He's 100 and some points behind Allen with 3 races to go. He's got to put the pressure on him, and it'll take a 6 to beat Bill. And here comes Mark Martin. And a 4-5 can't get her done. We go to turn number 4. And we got a middle group this time. It's skill. Who's got the skill? Here we go. Sterling Marlin's got some skill back here. With a 3-2-5. And our pole sitter, he's dropping like a rock. Kyle Petty back to 19th. As Sterling gets up there and has Junior's 2 cars in the top 3. Can't beat that. Here comes Handsome Harry in that Skull Bandit. And a 6-1, the worst dice roll you can get. He doesn't get her done. Here comes Schrader in that Kodiak Bear car. A 2-1 ain't getting it done. Here comes Mr. Allison. He's got the star quality with skill. He's got a shot at the lead here. A 1-1-6. He gets Mark Martin, goes from 15th up to 2nd. And now he's going after Awesome Bill. And it takes a 6 to get Bill. And a 1-3. Bill holds him off. Here comes Alan Kowicki in that Hooters car. And a 4-3-5. And he goes from 13th up to 4th. Doing what he needs to do to hold on to this points lead. And here comes Rusty and that Deuce Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac. And he rolls triples, folks. He's got a problem. What kind of problems Rusty have here at the Rock? A 15, that's not good. Cut tire causes a wreck. Rolling the troubles chart. Yella is out, folks. The Yella is out for Rusty's wreck here on turn number 4. And we'll roll to see if they can get this Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac fixed and back in the race. Move everybody up here since it's under caution. Still in the beginning of the race. He's going to need a 10 to stay in the race, Rusty is. See if that Penske crew can get the job done here. He stays in the race, but he'll drop back to 40th. And that'll take us to turn number 6 after the caution. With your leader, Bill Elliott, Allison second, Marlin third, Kowicki fourth, Irvin fifth, Brett Bodine sixth, Rudd seventh, Shepard eighth, Earnhardt ninth. Rounding out the top 10 is Terry Labonte, and we come to the green flag here on turn 3 after the caution. Bill Elliott's leading us there. Let's see what we got here. And it's going to be another duel, and this time it's going to be Ernie Irvin going after Davey Allison. He gets him, puts Davey in a bad spot. Davey needs a 7 not to wreck. And he gets it. He holds on to that Haviland Ford. And we go to our first pit stops of the race, folks, here on turn 7. And we got a top group 1 and 5 switch. And since nobody back here in the middle group can get chips, since it's the top group, we'll move everybody back and put Morgan and Earnhardt back up front here with their chips in the middle group. And I just dropped Earnhardt's chip. We got to get it. Alrighty. Here we go. See who's going to get some chips up here in the top group. Here we go, folks. First up is Bill. He needs a 10. Let's grab a few chips back here. Bill gets a chip. Next up is Brett Bodine. He needs a 9. He gets a chip. Sterling needs an 8. He gets a chip. Grab a few more. Next up is Kowicki. He needs a 10. He gets a chip. Davey needs a 10. He gets a chip. Ernie needs an 8. He gets a chip. 2 chips for Ernie. And Rudd needs an 8. All these crews did a fine job here early in the race. See if anybody beats Bill out of the pits here. And 1-5. So, no, Brett's only got 4 gas pedals. So Bill holds him off. We go to turn number 8. And we got a bottom group of skill and a problem. First, we'll do the skill. And Rusty, can he get out of the back here? He's in the rear with the gear. Not with a 6, he can't. Here comes Mr. Mike Porter. And a 3-3-2. And he gets Jeffrey Bodine and goes from 38th up to 13th. Nice driving by Mike. Chad Little's got skill. Hi, Frank. And a 5's not getting it done. Here comes Greg Sachs in that 41 car. A 2-5-5. And Mark Martin's dropping like a rock. As Greg Sachs is going to go from 30th up to 16th. And next up is Wally Dolan back in that Keystone Ford. He's not going nowhere with a 4. How about Jimmy Horton? He's Comic Horton. And a 1-1-2. And Earnhardt's going to have to use his chip to hold him off. Here comes Dale Jarrett. Not with a 6, he's not. Here's Jimmy Hensley in that Troparty car. Not with a 5, he's not. Last one's Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer. And a 2, 3, 6. And 263 rather. 263. And he's going to get Cal Petty. Cal's dropping back. The pole sitter. You falling back into the clutches. Back to 20th. Now, who has the problem here? And it is Mr. McFadden blows up. The 53 car started 40th, and he will finish 40th. As that engine gets ignited. So we go to turn number 9. And here we go with a middle group of reflex in the middle group. Who's got the reflex back here? DW's got reflex. Oh, and DW rolls doubles. What kind of problems DW got? 33. And that's an odd problem unless he's an A pit crew. And he's a B, so he does have an odd problem. 42. He's got grill repair. He'll drop to the end of the bottom group. So DW is going to have to get repaired, and he'll drop back to 39th. Jimmy Spencer's got reflex. Not going nowhere with a 5, though. How about Dick Trickle? Can he get up to the top group? With a 311, ain't going nowhere. Here comes the Country Time Lemonade car, who was up front. Not going nowhere with a 6. Here comes Texas Terry Labonte. A 311, that ain't happening. Here comes the Skull Bandit. And he rolls triples. What kind of problems poor Harry got? Sure. Not what he needs. He's got a shot at winning this championship. Can't have problems. He's got electrical problems. He'll roll for repair. We're still early in the race. He's an A. It'll take a 11. So anything but boxcars, and he stays in the race. He does stay in the race, but he'll drop back to 39th. Okay. Here comes Ken Schrader with his Kodiak Bear on the hood. And a 5, 2, 6. He makes Sterling burn his chip. Here comes Earnhardt with a 4, 2, 5. And he's going to get Sterling. Sterling doesn't have a chip this time. And that'll be it. And we'll see who's the 2 drivers going to move up here to the middle group. With those 2 drivers having a problem. First up is Cal Petty. Can he get back up here in the middle group? Yes, he can. How about little brother Michael? Yes, he does. Everybody else will just move up here in the back group. Say we got 39 cars running. You got Elliott in the lead, Brett Bodine second, Earnhardt third, Kowicki fourth, Allison fifth, Irvin sixth, Rudd seventh, Shepard eighth, Sterling ninth, and rounding out the top 10 is Kenny Schrader. Here we go, turn number 10, 100 miles down here at Rockingham. No, I haven't seen that yet. You're talking about on that Dale Earnhardt download. I have to watch it, Frank. I did see it. It popped up on my reminders. Yeah, I didn't know that about Hut. It was supposed to be on there. I know Red Farmer was on there. The helicopter with Davey. Here we go, turn number 10. And we got a middle group of Star. Who's stars back here? Mikey's a star. See if he can get up to the top group. He just got up here to the middle group. And not with the 6, he's not. Here comes Cal Petty trying to get back up here. And a 1-4-4. He's going to make Davy. No, Davy's not going to have to. He's got double star. He's fine. Holds him off without that. Using this chip. Here's Ted Musgrave. And a 5, not getting it done. Here's Mr. Hamilton with a 3-2-5. And he gets Earnhardt, goes from 13th up to 3rd. It's hard to keep at 3rd spot. That's changed a lot here early in the race. Here's Texas Terry Labonte with a 1-6-5. He's going to make Rudd burn his chip. Here comes Kenny with a 5-2-1, ain't going nowhere. And here's Sterling trying to get back up there with a 4-5-2. And Ernie holds him off. Here comes Morgan with a chip. And it's a 2-3-4. And Allen holds them off. Let's see if they burn their chips. They don't. We go to turn number 11. And we got a top group this time of Star in the top group. Takes a 6 to beat Bill. Got a bunch of chips back here though. And 3 ain't getting it done. Here comes Ernie with 2 chances at him. A 6-4. He'll burn his chip and make Bill burn his. That way he's guaranteed this next chance to get the lead as long as he don't roll triples. Here we go, his second chance. 5-3. He's going to need to burn his chip, but he gets the lead from Bill here on turn number 11. And here comes Davey with 2 chances at him with a chip. It takes a 5 or 6 to get Ernie. 2-3 doesn't get him the first time. And a 4-4, and Davey will have to burn his chip, but he gets the lead. Gets out of Haviland Ford up front. That's what he needs to do. Get back in this championship race battle here. But he's not going to keep it long because here comes Alan Kowicki with a chip and a star. And it takes a 6 to get Davey. And he's going to need to burn his chip, and Alan gets the lead. And the points leader's doing what he needs to do. He says, hey, I ain't getting this championship from me. I'll take the lead. Here comes Mr. Hamilton. It takes a 6 to get Allen. And a 2-2 ain't getting it done. And here comes Brett Bodine and that Quaker State Ford of Kenny Bernstein with the chip. And a 3-5. He'll have to burn his chip. We went through all them chips up front quick. Yeah, sure. As the Quaker State car gets the lead here on turn 11. We go to turn 12. And we got another top group of Smart. Who's Smart up here? Ricky Rudd Smart takes a 5 or 6 to get Brett Bodine. 2-3, no. Elliott Smart, is he smart enough to get the lead back? Triple 6s for Bill. Oh my gosh. What kind of problems Bill have? 53. He's got some handling problems. It's early in the race. He needs anything but a boxcar to stay in this race, folks. He's still in the race, but he drops back to 39th. Sure. Unbelievable is right, Tim. Unbelievable. But if you go back and look at the 1992 season, just look how bad he finished the year out. It was unbelievable. He finished in the 30s the last 3 or 4 races until he won at Atlanta. I believe so, Frank. Let me do some thinking here, but I believe, trying to think of anybody else that done it. Because after that, like I say, let's see here. Hmm. I can't think of anybody else. There's been a few owners, but it's like Tony Stewart and guys like that that's not been the only owner of the team co-owners, but I think he's the last single car team to win it. All righty, here we go. What did we have here? An 8. It was Smart. And Ernie Irvin's double Smart. Again, it takes a 5 or 6 to get Brett Bodine. A 6-3, no, but he's got another shot at him. A 1-4, no. And the last guy that Smart's Alan Kowicki. And a 2-6. Alan gets the lead here at the Rock. Back on turn 12. Now we'll see who moves up here to the top and middle group, as Bill had that handling problem. It's not going to be Morgan. Is Sterling going to get up there? Sterling gets up there. That's the wrong junior car. If you're junior, he wants Bill up there with the shot at the championship. Sterling still got a mathematical shot at this, though. He can still win the championship, but he's not third in points like Bill is. All righty, here's Jimmy Hensley. He moves up. How's it going, Keith? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A lot of me rolling triples, ruining a lot of people's days. A lot of triples here. I think there's only been one problem actually off of the race car, but everybody else I've rolled triples. But it's early yet, so hopefully these guys that's in the battle for the championship can get back up there. Here we go to turn number 13. And we got a middle group of TV. And there's only one TV driver in the middle group. That's Terry Labonte. And a 1-5-3. And Ricky holds him off. We go to turn number 14. And we got a bottom group of control. Can these guys get out of the rear with the gear? Bill's got 2 chances to get out of 39th place. Could get up to the top group. 1-3-1. It's not looking good with this roll. And Trickle holds him off. Here's a second chance with a 4-6-4. And he gets up to 18th. Okay, here comes Harry Gant with his shot of getting out of here with a 5-4-1. I doubt if that's going to be good enough either. And no, Ted Musgrave holds him off. Here comes DW in the 17 with a 5-2-6. And he's going to get Mike Porter and go from 37th up to 11th. Rusty don't have control, but Jeffrey Bodine does with a 5-1-6. And he's going to get Kenny Schrader and go from 35th up to 9th. Here comes Jimmy Smut Means with a 4, ain't getting her done. How about Lake Speed? He needs a deuce here. He doesn't get it with a 5. Michael Wallace, him and his brothers both back here in the rear. He ain't going nowhere. Chad Little, nothing runs like a deer. That was a 5. Here comes Mike Skinner with triple 5s. Mike Skinner's got a problem. A 13 car, what kind of problems he got? He's got a cut tire. We'll have to roll for repair here. So cut tire, and he is an A. Takes anything but boxcars, and he stays in the race. He stays in the race, but he'll drop back to 39th. Next up here with control is Mark Martin. He needs to get out of this spot. And a 5-4-5. And he gets Musgrave, goes from 27th up to 16th, 15th rather. And Rick Mass has got control with a 4. And getting it done. And last but not least is Derek Cope with a 5. Ain't getting it done. So everybody will move up here. Skinner had his problem. Alrighty, we go to turn 15. And we got a duel of 8. And that's going to be the 6 cars in the middle group here. That's Mr. Hensley and Elliott. They'll both be going at it. Oh, Jimmy's going to go after Jeffrey Boudin. You better be careful here, Jimmy. And he doesn't make it. Oh, Jeffrey, he's slick. Now Bill's going after Jeffrey. Can he get the job done? He does. And you don't want to make an enemy out of Jeffrey, though, Bill. Bill goes up to 9th with a chip. Jimmy needs a 10 not to wreck. And he barely holds on to that car. Sure, Jeffrey put him in a bad spot trying to make that move. Jeffrey needs a 9. And he's fine. We go to turn 16. Have to remember about Bill pissing Jeffrey off. See if that comes back to bite him. Jeffrey's one of those guys. He don't get even. He gets one up on you. Here we go. And we got a bottom group of heat. First time I think we've had heat today. Here comes the heat. Mike Skinner's got heat. Not with a 5, he don't. Harry Gant with another shot at it. And a 4-5-3. And he gets Mr. Excitement, goes from 37th up to 16th. Rusty's got double heat. He could get up to the top group, folks. But a 2-4-1, I doubt it. And how about it, me doubting it? Rusty says, don't doubt me in this deuce. He goes up to 14 sacks, can't stop him. Now he's going to try to get up to the top group here. With a 6, he ain't going nowhere. Here comes Kenny Schrader and that bear. 1-3-1. And Dick Trickle holds him off. Here comes Lake Speed with a 2-6-3. And he gets Jeffrey Boudin. Jeffrey doesn't stay up there long. He goes from 30th up to 18th as Speed. Here comes Chad Little in that milling car with a 3-3-4. 1, 2, 3. And he's going to get Mark Martin. Mark doesn't stay up at 15th very long. As Chad gets him, knocks Mark back to 28th. Wally Dallenbach, Mark's teammate. What can he do? Not going nowhere with a 4. And the King's got the heat. Let's see the King get out of this bottom group with a 1-1-6. And Bill says, not so fast, Richard. I got a chip to hold you off. Here comes Rick Mast with a 4-3-1. That ain't happening. And that's it for the bottom group. We make it to the pit stops here on turn number 17 rather. And both groups in 6 and 1 is going to switch. Alrighty, let's grab a bunch of chips since both groups are involved in this. Oh, exactly, Frank. Yeah, it had quickly became my favorite after just a few races with me and Troy Carter's. Troy Carter's the who does the 1969 races with me is the one that introduced me to it. I seen it on Steve Towers' channel, but I didn't realize that back then because he always did scram that they had actual NASCAR seasons. I'm not much into fictional stuff, so that's one reason I wasn't really interested in it. And then when my buddy said he bought it and had the 1984 season he bought to go with it, and went over to his house and played it and fell in love with it. Here we go. Let's see who can get some chips. Alan needs a 10. He gets a chip. Sterling needs an 8. He gets a chip. Bobby needs a 6. He doesn't get a chip. Davey needs a 10. He gets a chip. Sterling needs an 8. And he gets a chip. Rudd needs an 8. He gets a chip. Brett Bodine needs a 7. He doesn't get a chip. Lake needs a 4. He does get a chip. Good job by that 83 crew. How about that? Mr. Hensley needs a 6. He doesn't get a chip. Terry needs an 8. He doesn't get one either. DW needs an 8. He doesn't get one. Earnhardt needs an 8. And I'll throw the dice all over the place. And he gets a chip. Trickle needs a 7. He gets a chip. Rusty needs an 8. He doesn't get a chip. Chad needs a 5. He doesn't get a chip. Harry needs a 9. He gets a chip. Cal Petty needs a 9. He gets a chip. Need a few more here. Let's see. Morgan needs a 7. He barely gets a chip. Woods Brothers did a good job. And Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. Morgan's got 2 chips. Needs a 10. And he gets a chip. Alrighty, let's move everybody up and back here. Alrighty. See if anybody can beat Allen out of the pits here. A 3-3. Ernie beats him, but Allen will use his chip to hold him off. So after the pit stops, Kowicki in the lead, Marlin second, Allison third, Irvin fourth, Rudd fifth in the 5 car. Hamilton sixth, Bodine, Brett Type seventh, Speed eighth, Earnhardt ninth, and rounding out the top 10's Dick Trickle. We go into turn number 18. And we got a middle group of a rare problem and a problem. First, we'll do the rare problem. 35 in the middle group is driver incident in the middle group. Let's see who has the problem, who's going after who. It'll be the one odd. That means Earnhardt and Speed, or Earnhardt and Trickle. 1, 2, 3 it'll be Trickle. 4, 5, 6 will be Speed. And it'll be Trickle. Him and Trickle's got problems. Let's see if they can avoid wrecking. They both got chips. First up is Trickle. So you don't roll for escape. They already had the incident. So now we just see if they stay in the race. So we are now in the middle part of the race. It takes an 8 for Earnhardt not to drop out of this race. And he barely makes it, so he stays in the race. And we'll have a caution here. And let's see, Trickle needs a C. He needs a 7 to stay in the race. And he stays in the race. So both of them stay in the race. We'll have a caution come out. We still got to figure out who in the heck had the other problem here. Well, first, we'll move everybody up since the caution's out for this incident. And they'll drop back to 38th and 39th. Alrighty. And it is, who else has a problem? It's poor Jimmy Horton. What kind of problems Jimmy Horton have? A 23. He's got a tire rub unless he's an A or a B, and I'm sure he's not. No, he's an E, so he has a tire rub. And now he won't be able to fix that. It did too much damage to the car, folks. So poor Mr. Horton will finish 39th. I need the second car out of the race here at the Rock. Rock's been pretty nice to him so far. Oh, exactly, Keith. Yeah, I really appreciate John Wise. That's who sent him to me. Really makes it nice. Yep. So we got the caution. So that'll take us to turn 20. Alan Kowicki's in the lead here. He'll be leading us back to the green flag as it comes back out here on turn 20. Marlin second, Allison third, Irvin fourth, Rudd fifth, Hamilton sixth, Bodine seventh, Lake Speed eighth, Gant ninth, and rounding out the top 10 is Cal Petty. Here we go, turn 20, 200 miles here at the Rock, and we got a problem. He's going to have the problem, and it's going to be Mr. Dave Marcus. It's going to have the problem. What kind of problems Dave have? It's all he's had this year. He's got overheating unless he's an A or a B, and I'm sure he's not. And so poor Dave Marcus will drop out of the race. He'll finish 38th. So I just said how the Rock wasn't doing much damage to these cars, and now it's biting me in the butt, an announcer jinx. So that leaves us with 37 cars still running. Alrighty, we go to turn number 21. Getting close to the halfway point, folks. We got a top group of heat and another problem. First, we'll do the heat. And Brett Bodine's bringing the heat. Allen don't have the heat quality, so it only takes a 5 to get him. 5-1, the wrong 5. Here comes Ricky Rudd with a chip in heat. And a 6-5. He'll have to burn his chip, but he gets the lead from Allen and puts that Todd machine up front. First time Allen's won, and if Allen could have held on to one more turn, he'd have got a chip. He led from turn 12 here. But he's not going to keep the lead long. Rudd ain't. Here comes Ernie Irvin with the heat. Takes a 6 to get Rudd. And a 4-1, but Ernie will burn that chip and get him. And Ernie Irvin puts that Kodak 4 up front. How about that here on turn number 21? And Sterling's trying to put Junior up front. It takes a 4, 5, or 6 to get Ernie. And a 6, 4, he'll need to burn his chip, but Sterling puts that Maxwell House Ford up front for Junior. The 22 car gets the lead on turn 21. And now we go to turn number 22. Oh no, first let's do the problem. And that'll be poor Mike Potters with the problem, Porter rather, with the problem. A 13, that's multiple problems for Mike. And Mike will drop out of this race. Like I say, I did an announcer jinx here. Didn't have no problems until I said that. So Michael finished 37th. Everybody back here will move up. All right, now we go to turn number 22. And we got a duel, and it'll be the 4 cars in the middle. But only one of them is going to be able to move up. So first, DW will have a shot at getting Mr. Hensley. And he does get him. Like I say, it's no use for Terry to even try. Everybody's got a chip. So a 10 for Hensley not to wreck. And he doesn't wreck. We go to turn number 23. And we got a top group of Star in the top group. And it takes a 5 or 6 to get Sterling. Here comes Brett Bodine. 5, 6. Doesn't get it done. He needed a 4. Here comes Mr. Hamilton. And a 4, 5. And he gets Sterling. Goes from 6 up to the lead. How about that? Gets that Country Time Lemonade car up front. Here comes Alan Kowicki. It takes a 5 or 6 to get Bobby. A 2, 5. Alan's determined to win this race, folks. He's back up front here on turn number 22. Here comes Rudd after him. It takes a 6 to get Allen. And a 3, 6, Ricky Rudd. How about that back up front? They're going back and forth. These guys are going at it. Here comes Davey with 2 chances at Rudd. Takes a 6 to get him without using his chip. 5, 2, he gets a second chance. 3, 5, so he'll have to burn his chip, but Davey gets up front. Man, just can't hold the lead here, can they? All righty, here comes Ernie Irvin. 2 chances to get Davey. Takes a 6 to beat him. 4, 4, no. And a 5, 2, Davey holds him off. We go to turn number 24. And we got a middle group of Reflex in the middle group. Got a bunch of chips back here. Here comes Derek Cope. Excuse me. With a 4, ain't going nowhere. Rusty Wallace in the deuce. With a 4, 4, 5. And Rusty takes over 5th from Bobby Hamilton. Up from 16th. Terry Labonte trying to get up there, put some pressure on Allen. With a 5, 2, 3. And Rudd will hold him off. Here comes the chips. DW with a chip in Reflex. With a 1, 3, 2. And he gets Allen with the chip, though. W moves on up to 4th. Here comes Awesome Bill from Dawsonville with a chip and Reflex. With a 4, 5, 2. And he gets his teammate no love there. Not showing no love, but he'll have to burn his chip to go from 12th up to 6th. And look at this. But Morgan don't have the Reflex with those 2 chips. Neither does Cal Petty, but Handsome Harry Gant's got Reflex and a chip. With a 5, 5, 4. And he'll have to burn his chip to get 6th away from Bill. And that's it with reflex. Lake Speed doesn't have reflex. We go to turn number 25. Cross flags are out, folks. Cross flags are out. We're halfway through this race. At the halfway point, your leader, Davey Allison, second. Ernie Irvin. Rudd is third. Waltrip fourth. Wallace fifth. Gant sixth. Bodine seventh. Speed eighth. Elliott ninth. And Cal Petty rounds out the top 10. Here we go, turn 25. We got a middle group of trouble and a problem. First, the trouble, folks. Lake Speed needs a 4, but he's got a chip, and he'll burn the chip not to have the wreck. Bill needs a 10, and he makes it through. Cal Petty needs an 8, but he's got a chip, and he'll need to use it with boxcars. Morgan Shepherd's got 2 chips. He needs a 7 not to use one of them, and he's fine. Marlin needs an 8. And he doesn't make it through. So the caution is out, folks. Sterling Marlin's wrecking. Is anybody going to join him back here? Sterling Marlin's into the fence at the Rock. Let's see here. Here comes Alan Kowicki. He needs a 9 not to wreck. And Alan makes it through. Terry needs an 11. He makes her through. Jimmy Hensley needs anything but 11 or 12, and he gets boxcars. Hensley's involved in the wreck. So if one of these cars makes it through, we won't be going to the middle. It takes all 4 of them to wreck to go back to the back. A 9 for Mr. Hamilton. He makes it through. So this wreck won't cause anything in the bottom group. A 5 for Chad Little, and Chad's involved in the wreck. That's 3 cars so far. Next up is Derek Cope needs a 7. He makes it through. And last but not least is Rick Mast, and he needs a 7. And he doesn't make it through. So everybody in the bottom group will move on up. The King's up to 16th now. Jared up to 17th. Wally up to 18th. And Musgrave makes it into the middle group. See if these guys can repair their cars and get back out on the track. That'll take us past the pit stop. So after we figure out who's back out on the track, we'll do the pit stop. Go back to green flag racing after that. Alrighty, first up is Rick Mast. We are still in the middle part of the race. Rick will need a 7 to stay in the race. He does. And so will no. He'll need a 6. Chad Little needs a 6. And he stays in the race. And Jimmy's going to need a 9 to stay in the race. And he doesn't. He rolls double 5s. Jimmy Hensley will finish 36th in the 66 car. 6s was not lucky for him here. 6, 6, and 36. And the last car is Sterling Marlin, and he needs an 8 to stay in the race. And he's still in the race. So only one car was unable to continue. And they're coming down for their pit stop here on turn number 28. And it'll be just TV drivers and DW, Alan Kowicki, and Terry Labonte with the double 3, since it's both TV drivers, all have pit violations. Not what Alan needed here. Sure, the points leader has a pit violation. Sure. Crazy, folks. Driving his heart out's led this race, most of it, and the crew comes over the wall too soon and gets hit with a pit violation. Everybody moves up, and the TV drivers will have a shot here at getting some chips. Whoa is right. Whoa is right, Tim. So he's like the third or fourth driver here. Alan had a problem now. Bill had a problem. Harry Gann had a problem. So they're all taking their turns screwing up. First up is Davey. TV driver needs a 10. Get a chip. No, boxcars. Davey doesn't get a chip. These crews aren't doing very good here. Over the wall too soon. Too many guys over the wall. Now a slow stop. Rusty needs an 8. He gets it done. Roger and the team does well. How about the Skull Bandit and those Jackson boys? They need a 9. They get her done. Bill needs a 10. Junior and the gang gets her done. The King needs a 5. Can that STP crew do their job? No, gets a 6. And the last one is Mark Martin, and he needs a 9. And they get her done. Okay. Move Rusty and Harry up. We'll move Mark up here in the middle group. Mark and Cope move up. Alrighty, can anybody beat Davey out of the pits here? A 3-5. Ernie Irvin gets her done here on turn number 18. How about that Kodak car getting the lead? And he'll be leading us back to the green flag here on turn number 19. Ernie Irvin in the lead, followed by Rusty Wallace, Harry Gant, Davey Allison 4th, Rudd 5th, Brett Bodine 6th, Lake Speed 7th, Bill Elliott 8th, Morgan Shepherd 9th, and Mark Martin rounding out the top 10. Here we go, folks. Turn 29. And we get another duel, and this time it's going to be the 4 cars in the middle group. That's the King and Jarrett, and the King and Jarrett's going to do it. Jarrett's going to go after the son, Cal Petty. Can he get her done? Cal holds him off. See if Jarrett can avoid wrecking. Now dear old dad's going after Cal, and he gets it done and puts Cal in bad shape here. And he'll get a chip. Takes a 9 for Jarrett not to wreck. He's fine, and it takes an 8 for Kyle Petty not to wreck, and he wrecked. The old man, Richard Petty, in his last race at Rockingham, puts his own son in a wall, folks. How about that? And the caution is out as Kyle Petty just hit the wall after his dad gave him the old bumper, man. Moved him out of the way. An aggressive move by the King. Sure, see if Kyle can stay in the race here. It's been that kind of year. Kyle Petty was supposed to finish in the top 6 in points, folks. He was one of those 6 cars that still had a shot at winning the championship at Atlanta in '92. It hasn't been his year here in my replay, that's for sure. So it is in the middle part of the race still, so he needs an 8 to stay in the race. Let's see if Kyle can get that car fixed. Yeah, they get the mellow yellow back on the track, but he's running 35th. Ain't too happy with his dad. And we'll be going back to green flag racing here on turn 31. Turn 31, green flag drops. Ernie Irvin takes us to the green. Here we go. And we got a bottom group of rare problem and the bottom group and a regular problem. First, the rare problem. 32. Track conditions deteriorate. Make a note here. No control for any of the drivers anymore. So no control factor. And now, who has the problem. And it's going to be poor leg speed. Leg speed's got the problem. What kind of problems poor leg have? He's got a handling problem, and he's going to finish 35th, running up front and 7th in the top 10. Leg speed, the handling goes away from the car, and they retire it. Not a good day for speed. Let's see if Bill can move up here to the top group. He does. Let's see who moves up to the middle group. First up is going to be Jimmy Smut Means with a shot at moving up. Okay, let's see if Jimmy can move up. He needs a deuce. Doesn't get it. How about O'Neill? He needs a deuce. He doesn't get it. Ken Schrader. Kenny moves on up from 22nd up to 19th, and that Kodiak Bear is it going to start to roar his way up through the pack. Alrighty, we go to turn number 32. And we got a top group of heat in the top group. Who's got the heat? Bill doesn't have the heat. Brett Bodine has the heat. And it takes a 4 to get Ernie. 4, 5, or 6. 2, 4. Instead of 10, 4, you got a 2, 4. Good, buddy. And that puts Brett Bodine up front here on turn number 32. Alrighty. And who's up next? Ricky Rudd. It takes a 5 or 6 to get Brett. And a 3, 5. They can't keep the lead. Rudd gets the lead, folks. And that Tide Machine. Okay, Davey doesn't have heat. But Harry Gant's got heat and a chip. And it takes a 6 to get Rudd. And a 2, 6. Harry gets him without using his chip. Handsome Harry Gant. Is that the first time he's led today? I believe so. Yep. And he's second in points, folks. He gets the lead here on turn 32. And you got Rusty Wallace with 2 chances to get Harry. It takes a 6 to get him. And a 2, 3. He is going to burn his chip and make Harry burn his since he's got a second shot at him. Here we go. And a 3, 5. He holds him off. We go to turn number 33. And we got a bottom group of Star in the bottom group. Who's stars back here? Cal Petty's a star after his dad just wrecked him. Not going nowhere with a 6. Terry Labonte's a star. He had that pit violation with a 2, 4, 4. And he's going to get Wally and go from 33rd up to 14th. Here comes Alan Kowicki trying to get back up in this race with a 1, 5, 6. And he's going to get Ken Schrader go from 32nd up to 19th. Sterling Marlin trying to get out of this bottom group with a 4, 1, 5. And Morgan's going to have to burn one of his chips to hold him off. Here comes Earnhardt in that 3 car with a 3, 2, 4. And he's going to get Bobby Hamilton go from 26 up to 11th. How about Mike Skinner in that 13 car and not going nowhere with a 6? Here comes Michael Waltrip with a 2, 5, 1. And Wallace, Rusty's little brother, Mikey, holds him off. The Mike and Mike show. And that's it for the bottom group. We go to turn number 34. We got a top group of skill. Who's got the skill? Bill's got the skill and a chip. Takes a 6 to get Harry. Oh, triple fives. Unfreaking believable. Triple fives, folks. A 15, that ain't good. That's a cut tire, causes a wreck. Roll for the trouble. Yellow flag is out, folks. Yellow flag is out as Bill cuts a tire. See if he can stay in this race, folks. The sad part is this is the middle part of the race. It takes a 9 for him to stay in the race, but we're running out of time. Can he stay in this race? Yes, he can, but he'll drop back to 34th. Everybody will move up. Again, right, again. 2 problems in one race, sure. Just seen Allen have the pit violation. Could have picked up a lot of points, and now he's in the back. Again, we're running out of time now, though. Everybody moves up. Looked like he was going to get the lead, and that tire just blew, man. Kaboom goes the tire. Lucky that he's able to stay in the race. That'll take us to turn 36 as Harry Gant will lead us to the green flag here on turn 36. Rusty Wallace second, Rudd third, Allison fourth, Brett Bodine fifth, Ernie Irvin sixth, Morgan Shepherd seventh, Mark Martin eighth, the King ninth, and rounding out the top 10 now is Earnhardt. Here we go, turn 36, folks. We got a top group of skill again, and Morgan Shepherd just made it up there with the chip. Again, it takes a 6 to get Harry. And he'll need to burn his chip, but he gets the Woods brothers up front here at the Rock. Nice to see the 21 car up front, folks, here on turn 36. I like seeing that car up front. All righty, it takes a 5 or 6 to get Morgan. 5-2, no. Davey Allison, 2 chances to get Morgan. A 6-2, he'll need the second chance. A 2-2 ain't happening. And the last one with skill was Rusty Wallace. And a 2-3, Morgan holds him off. We got pit stops now, folks. Here's the pit stops on turn 37. And it'll be TV drivers again. And it'll be 3 and 6 switching spots. And Bill's back there in the bottom group and can have a shot at getting a chip. Same thing with Sterling Marlin and DW. Let's grab a few chips here. First up is Rusty Wallace. Oh, he's in the 11 car this year, Frank. This is Junior Johnson, Budweiser years. Yeah, he's not with Melling this year. Yeah. Yeah, this was his first year with Junior. Yeah. Here we go. Rusty needs an 8 to get a chip. He gets her done. Harry needs a 9. And I'll throw the dice over the tire instead of in it. And he gets a chip. Davey needs a 10. He gets a chip. Mark needs a 9 to get 2 chips. He gets it done. And the King needs a 5 to get 2 chips. And he gets it done. The STP crew coming through. All righty. Allen needs a 10 in that Hooters car. He doesn't get it, an 11. He's not having a great day at all. And here comes Texas Terry Labonte, needs a 9. He gets a chip. So we'll move these guys up. Harry up to 3rd. Davey up to 4th. we'll just do it this way. It'll be easier. As Terry moves on up. Alrighty, see if anybody can beat Woods Brothers and Morgan Shepherd out of the pits up here. A 3-2, Davey does. Robert Yates and that Haviland crew comes through. Gets Davey up front. Here on turn 37. You got Davey in the lead, Wallace second, Gant third, Shepherd fourth, Rudd fifth, Irvin seventh, Martin eighth, the King ninth, and Terry Labonte 10th. Here we go to turn number 38. And we got a duel, and it'll be Ricky Rudd going after Morgan Shepherd. He gets it done, puts Morgan in a bad spot. Morgan needs a 7 not to wreck. And he gets it done. He escapes that mess. We go to turn 39. And we got a top group of heat. Who's got the heat? And it's Ernie Irvin's got heat. And it takes a 5 or 6 to get Davey. A 3-1, no. Brett Bodine's got heat. A 6-5, no. Here comes Mr. Shepherd. 5-2, no. Ricky Rudd's got the heat and a chip. A 2-4. Let's see if he burns his chips. No, they don't burn their chips. Harry Gant, he's got the heat. 6-3. Let's see if they burn their chips. They do burn their chips this time. And that leaves the way for Rusty. He's got 2 chances at him with a chip. That's 4-3. Doesn't get him the first time. 6-1. He'll have to burn his chip, but he gets the lead here on turn number 39. Rusty with the lead. We're on to turn number 40, folks. 400 miles in the books. 100 miles to go. Here we go. Turn 40. We get another top group, this time Smart. Who's Smart? Ernie Smart. Double Smart. Takes a 4 to get Wallace. 4-4. Ernie gets the lead in that Chevy here on turn 40. Alrighty, who else is smart? Bodine Smart. Takes a 5 to get Ernie. 6 ain't getting it done. Here comes Morgan Shepherd. Not with the 6. Here comes Rudd, and he's got a chip. And he'll need to burn it. Ricky gets the lead here from Ernie. In that 5 car. Harry Gantz, Smart. It takes a 6, though, to get Rudd. 4-3, no. And that's it for turn number 40. We go to turn number 41. We get a middle group of control. There is no control because of that rare problem. So we go to turn number 42. We get a top group of skill and a problem. First we'll do the skill. Takes a 5 to get Rudd. A 4-6. Rusty gets the lead back here on turn 42. And it takes a 4 to get Rusty. A 2-1, no. Here comes Ernie Irvin after him. A 6-5, no. Harry Gant. 1-1, no. And Allen, Davey Allison, 2 chances at him. 2-4, he won't need the second chance. He gets him. And let's see who has the problem. It's going to be poor Jerry O'Neill with the problem. What kind of problem does Jerry have? A 55. That's an odd problem unless he's an A or a B. He's not. What kind of odd problem does he have? A 15. Driver error. He's going to drop to 34th. Everybody will move up. Alrighty, folks, we go to turn number 43. Bill's running out of time to get out of that bottom group and make a charge. And we got a top group of Smart. And it takes a 5 or 6 to get Davey. First up is Ricky Rudd. 1-4, no. Brett Bodine and that Quaker State Ford. 6-2, no. Morgan Shepherd and that Sitco Ford. 2-2, no. And double smart, Ernie Irvin and that Kodak Chevy. Double smart. 4-6, he gets her done. Takes the lead back from Davey. Here on turn 43. All righty. Whoa. Here comes Mr. Gann. He's smart. It takes a 5 or 6 to get Ernie. A 3-1 now. Rusty's got a shot at him. A 1-3 holds him off. Turn 44, folks. And we got a duel, and it'll be the Morgan Shepherd going after Rusty. He gets him, puts Rusty in a bad spot, but Morgan gets a chip. Rusty needs a 10 to escape this mess. He gets her done with a 9. Turn 45. And we got another duel, and this time it's going to be the 3 cars. So Kowicki and Cope's coming up here. Only one of them can get it because the rest of them all have chips. So Allen will have the first crack at Earnhardt. He gets it done, so Allen moves up and gets a chip and puts Earnhardt in a bad spot. It takes a 10 for Earnhardt not to wreck. And he doesn't. On to turn number 46, folks. 50 miles to go. As we have a dice jump out of the tray. And another duel. And this time it is the 5 cars in the middle. And that is Jeffrey Bodine and Mike Wallace. And they're both going to go for it. It's late in the race. They ain't got nothing to lose. They're trying to win this race. So they're going after Earnhardt and Cope. Here comes Bodine first. He doesn't get her done. Here comes Mike. And he doesn't get it done. It'll take a 9 for Jeffrey not to wreck. And he's a wrecking fool. There's a yellow caution's out, folks. Yellow is out. As Jeff Bodine late in this race trying to make an aggressive move. He's wrecking, and it takes a 9 for Mike Wallace not to wreck. And he's safe, so everybody will move up. Let's see if they can get that Bud Moore 15 car back out on the track. Finish this race. And that's a C, and we're late in the race. He needs a 5 or less to stay in this race. And he doesn't get it. Jeffrey Bodine will finish 34th. And that'll take us past the pit stops here. So we'll have the pit stop on turn 48, folks. And it'll be the middle group, and 5 and 6 will switch. Alrighty, let's grab a handful of chips. These guys in the middle groups got some chips. You got Mark Martin and the King with 2 chips already. Mark needs a 9 to get a 3rd chip. And he gets it. The King needs a 5 to get a chip, right? Yeah, he needs a 5 to get a 3rd chip. And he isn't going to get it. Terry needs an 8 to get a 2nd chip, and he's not getting it. Kowicki needs a 10 to get a 2nd chip, and he's getting it. Derek Cope needs a 6, and he's getting a chip. Earnhardt needs a 8. Make sure it's an 8. Yep, Earnhardt gets a chip. And Jimmy Means needs a 3. And Jimmy with boxcars ain't getting no chip. Musgrave needs a 5. He's getting a chip. Jarrett needs a 6. He's getting a chip. These crews are doing good back here. Greg Sachs needs a 5. And he's getting a chip. Sure. Mike needs a 5. He's not getting a chip. And last but not least is James Hilton, and he needs a 2. Needs snake eyes. He's not getting a chip. So let's move these guys up. And let's see if anybody can beat Ernie out of the pits. 2-6, and that ain't happening. Only two laps turns to go, folks. So Awesome Bill needs to get the hell out of Dodge this turn, that's for sure. Let's see if he can get out of here. No, he's not. We got another duel, and it's going to be Brett Bodine going after Harry Gant. He gets him and gets a chip. See if Harry can avoid wrecking here. Takes a 9 for Harry, 9 or less, and Harry doesn't want that. He don't want to wreck. And he barely holds on to her. Well, white flag is out, folks. White flag is out. Here we go. For the last turn of the race, turn 50. And we got a top group of Star in the top group. We got guys with chips. Here we go. And Harry Gant doesn't have the Star quality. Ricky Rudd does. Takes a 5 or 6 to get Ernie without the chip. 3-4, he holds him off. Davey Allison's got 2 chances at him. A 1-3, he'll need the 2nd chance. And a 2-1, he ain't getting it done. Here comes Brett Bodine with a chip and Star. And a 4-1, Brett's going to have to use his chip and puts that Quaker State car out in front. And look at this, folks. Look at this. We got the Woods brothers and Morgan Shepherd with a chip. And it takes a 5 or 6 to get Brett Bodine without using the chip. And he'll need to use the chip, but the Woods brothers is going to victory lane here at the Rock. How about that? Love it. Love it, folks. Checker flag is out. The Woods brothers win at the Rock. Morgan Shepherd, how about that? Your race winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Awesome. The 21 Ford Sitco in victory lane. Everybody's coming out to congratulate Glenn and Leonard on their victory here. How about Brett Bodine finishing 2nd in his Quaker State Ford? Last lap pass by Morgan, timed it perfect to get him. Ernie Irvin finishes 3rd in that 4 car. Davey Allison finishes 4th. He'll pick up some points here on Allen. Rusty Wallace in the Deuce. He'll finish 5th. In that Pontiac. Ricky Rudd in the Tide Machine finishes 6th. Handsome Harry Gant had the lead there for a while. Finishes 7th. He'll pick up a few points on Allen, not a lot in that Oldsmobile. And look at all these chips back here, folks, that could not be used. Sure. Darn. That poor middle group was stacked and ready and never got to pull the trigger. No, Ricky, like I say, Keith, not a bad race. No, I don't think so. I would think maybe Allen led the most laps. Give me a second here and look here. But I think Allen, he did a pretty good job. Let's see, he led from he led turn 11, then from 12 to 21. So that's 10, 13. He led 13. Like I say. Let's see who else led quite a bit. I would say that's the most. Is 13, Alan Kowicki. Like I say, that he dominated that middle part of the race from turn 12 to turn 21. Excuse me, Mark Martin's going to finish 8th. And the King, another top 10 finish, his last race at the Rock. How about that? The Woods brothers first and the King in the top 10. That's a nice nostalgia race. That's for sure. Finishing in the top 10 is Terry Labonte. And just outside the top 10, Alan Kowicki, who had pit violation, really cost him a nice race. Lucky to rebound. At least he rebounded. Poor Austin Bill from Dawsonville. Wait until we get to him. I'd probably just cost Bill the championship, I would think. And finishing 12th is Derek Cope in the 10. Earnhardt finishes 13th in the 3. Ted Musgrave in that 55 car finishes 14th. Dale Jarrett in the 18 car. Yep, is right, Tim. I'm afraid. Like I say, he's going to need some people to have problems. Going to need a few drivers to have problems in the last 2 races, and he's going to have to dominate. Greg Sachs finishes 16th in that 41 car. Jimmy Smut Means cracks the top 20 in 17th. And Mike Wallace in the 88 car finishes 18th. And finishing 19th. How about that in the 48 car? James Hilton. And Mr. Excitement in the 98 car, Jimmy Spencer. He finishes 20th. Little brother Michael Waltrip in the 30 Pennzoil car finishes 21st. Finishing 22nd in the 13 car is Mike Skinner. Bobby Hamilton, who started up front and was there for a while, fades back to 23rd in that 68 Country Time Lemonade car. Yeah, exactly. And Dick Trickle, he finishes 24th in that Snickers car. Sterling Marlin, Junior Johnson didn't have a good day. He finishes 25th. Chad Little in that Melling number 9 John Deere. He finishes 26th. Rick Mast in the 1 car finishes 27th. Not a good day for DW in the 17. He finishes 28th. And his teammates right behind him. Not a good day for Rick Hendrick's 2 cars, as Kenny finishes 29th. Wally Dallenbach in the 16 car finishes 30th. And again, poor Cal Petty, wrecked by his own dad, the King, finishes 31st. And Mr. Elliott's bad luck near the end of this season continues with that cut tire that blew. Boom! Finishes 32nd. And the last car still running in the 65 is O'Neill. And that is your race, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank Tim for stopping by here, Keith, Frank, and Sean D for stopping by here at the Rock. So hopefully we finish this season up here. I might be able to get her done tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, so yeah, exactly, Tim. He needs Junior to soak them damn tires is what he needs. Yeah. Yeah, burr. Alrighty, folks. Well, thanks for joining me. I hope y'all enjoyed it. It was an exciting race. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And on the way out, hit that bell and like button and leave some comments. Oh, exactly. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it, man. Truly appreciate it. Y'all have a great evening. Until next time, y'all take care.